Shalom Aleichem. We are learning the Sikha of Seitzei Aleph. And Seitzei Aleph is a siyum on Maseches Chulin. So I thought to myself, let's actually learn the Gemara. Now, the Gemara is almost repeated verbatim in Kiddushin Daf Lametes. Rabbi refers to it also in the first footnote. And the Gemara goes like this. Here we go. The first the Mishnah, it's Kuf Mem Beis Amud Aleph, the long Masechta Chulin, and this is the final Amud, and it goes like this: Lo Yitoil Adam Eim Abanim. You shouldn't. The whole parak, is called the parak Shiluach Hakan, because it's the entire parak talks about it. So a person should not take the mother over the children. Afilu l'taris hamitzayda. Even if he's taking the mother as a bird to be matar the mitzvah. My mitzvah kala shikis. And now the Mishnah finishes off. If this is a small mitzvah, kala shi isar, and Rashi translates what does mean ki isar she'ein bachisarin kis eladav muad, that you're only losing out very little from it. In other words, it's a very small financial loss, and nevertheless, the Torah says that it will be good to you when you get long life. How much more so on the mitzvahs that are more serious in the Torah. The Rebbe discussed in the Sikha the connection between the two parts of the Mishnah. Now, then the Gemara starts and says like this: Tanya Devei Rabbi Yaakov. They learned in the yeshiva of Rabbi Yaakov. They says Ein lecha kol mitzvah shabbatayda shematan schada b'tzida. You don't find any mitzvah in Torah that mentions a reward she'ein tchias hamesim tluya ba, that does not have tchias hamesim connected to it. But says Rashi, shematan schara b'tzida. Going, for example, kibud abeim shiluach hakan shaloi tuchal lahavin matan schara shasidim mesim, that you cannot understand matan schara without understanding that the shasidim hamesim lachiyos, that there will be tchias hamesim. Ksiv, by Kibbud Avim, Ksiv, it says back to the Gemara, L'man yarichu nimecha l'man yitavla. B'shiluach hakan Ksiv l'man yitavla farachta yamim. Same thing, just flipped. Harei she'amar loi aviv. Now this is kind of a question. The Gemara says like this: but what if someone whose father said to him, Alei lebid havi ligozalos, climb up the tower and fetch me some young birds. And he climbed the tower. He drove the mother bird away, and he took the children. And as he fell down, as he was going down, he fell down and died. Now this guy just did two mitzvahs. He did the mitzvah of honoring his father and the mitzvah of shiluach hakan. Where's the good days, the good life? So first of all, where's his good days and where's his adichus yamim? And this is like in the Kiddushin, the first asks, where's the good days, and then where's adichus yamim? And in Chulin it flips it. Ella only leman yitavlach le'olam shekol yitov. But rather, what's it coming to tell you when it says you'll have long days? It's no world, shekul yadach, that will be long. In other words, eternal. And when we say it's going to be good, la'olam shekul yitov, to a world that's only going to be good. Says Rashi, what's la'olam shekul yitov in Chulin? She'ein by that does not have loy hezek v'lo yisurin, no damage, no yisurin. Ela tova, only good. Now, says the Gemara, the Dilma loyhava hachi. Says the Gemara, but maybe this incident never occurred. In other words, you just try to bring a proof from this incident that adichus yamim can't be literal, but it has to be liyam shekoli tov, liyam shekoli adav. Maybe the story never happened. Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yaakov ma'aseh chaza. Rabbi Yaakov saw this incident take place. Says the Gemara, maybe at this time the son was thinking about something that is sinful. As Rashi says in Kiddushin, his mind was not directed to Hashem. Therefore, he was punished. Answers the Gemara. Hashem does not regard a bad thought as a deed. He does not attach it to an action. He would not have been punished for a simple thought alone. Says the Gemara, maybe he was thinking about Avodah Zarah. In Yecheskel it says, as to take hold of the house of Yisrael in their hearts. And the pasuk is saying that they had taken hold of thoughts of committing idolatry in their hearts. In other words, and he says that it was punished. It was punishable. Says the Gemara to this. Rabbi Yaakov was the one that said about the Tibas is basically lim. It's Machsheva Zada. So maybe that's what he was thinking. Says the Gemara like this: Isolka daita. The ikaschar mitzvah b'hai olma tisni Allah. He says like this: if you should think that the reward for a mitzvah is received in this world, then why was he not rewarded? It should have worked for him, this mitzvah of shiloh hakana kibud avein, so that he would not come to simple thoughts. In other words, it should have prevented him that he should not have the hirur. The notion that the son was able to think simple thoughts is itself a proof that the reward of the mitzvahs is not received in this world, because the reward should be they shouldn't have simple thoughts. Says the Gemara, but we still find difficulty with the incident of Rabbi Yaakov Ha'amad Abelazar Shluchim Mitzvah in Nizaki. So he says no. Achazirasam shining. When they're going back, it's the balichas and shining. When they're going, it's different. In other words, he was talking about the way to refer to the mitzvah, going to the mitzvah. And now he's talking about when they're going back from the mitzvah. Interesting how there's such subtle differences between Chulin and Kiddushin. One says, Ein nizekim b'chazirasan. Another one says, balichas and shining. Says the Gemara, but we said, Rabbi Lazar says, Shluchim mitzvah ein nizekim loy balichas and loy b'chazirasan. Says the Gemara, Sulam Be'u'ava was a shaky ladder, rickety ladder. Umakim kavua dehezeka. It's established there was potential for harm, and wherever there's a potential for harm, shining. It's different. Like we see by Yemer Shmuel said, "How can I go? Shaul will hear and kill me." Now he was instructed by Hashem to anoint David as Melech Yisrael. And nevertheless, he knew it was a makim sakana. Amar Rav Yosef, so the Gemara finishes off and says, Il mole drashe acher. If Acher, the famous Rabbi Elazar ben Dudaya, who had, according to one opinion in the Gemara, why did he leave Yiddishkeit? Because he saw a child who followed his father's order, climb the mountain and climb the ladder and died. And that's why he left Yiddishkeit. He says, where's the justice? According to the other opinion, he saw the tongue of the chutzpah Samaturgaman being schlepped around. So he says, if only Acher had translated this pasuk like his own grandson, Rabbi Yaakov bar Barte, Rabbi Yaakov, the son of his daughter, Loi Chata, he would not have sinned, as the famous Gemara talks about the sins that he did. This is Elisha ben Avuya, the teacher of the Meir. Acher Maihu, says the Gemara, what happened with Acher? Some people say that he saw this. Sorry, I quoted earlier from the Gemara. I forgot that I saw it in the Gemara. Other people say he saw the tongue of the Chitzbus HaMeturgaman, who was one of the Asada of the Gemalchus, that was in the dustbin, in the garbage. Interesting. In Kiddushin, he says it different. He says that a Davar Acher, Chazer, was pulling the tongue on the street right after they cut it out of his mouth. Herbal. Omar, he said, Pesha, he picked Margolis Yilchach, a mouth that spoke diamonds should lick the dust. And in Kiddushin, he says, Nafak Sata. He then went out and said. But in our Gemara, in Chulin, he finishes off good. He says, but what he didn't know is what his grandson would translate. Had he known that, then he would not have done the Aveda. So I just feel like once you learn this Gemara, it gives you a bit of context to be able to understand the Sikha, which I hope we should all have.